20 on me, case emergency. Ain't no cap in my rap. Real I know it's the truck. More profit mean extra. Emerald white out full of pressure. That cereal milk smoking right. But that Obama rent some special. Kansas City, I'm a chief. Shout out to K5 on new one. Country thuggin', I was hustling. I always had it on me. Booming like OJ the Juice. Till a nigga told on me. From now on, it's relentless. Ain't no love, we ain't friendly. If she want me on him. No the law, she get the business. No the law, still the motto. Empire.
Hello. Welcome in. This is the Birds of the Feather podcast, and this is the betting pod for week 11. This your boy Qcity.
Your boy Taj Bravado.
And we about to get into it. So, first things first. Taj, coming into this week, 7-8. Not bad, right? Professional bettors are at 66%. You flirting around 500 mark. This week wasn't the worst to you, but it wasn't super kind, right?
Yeah.
So, Bijan, 55.5 rushing, cashed on it. Heineke, 12.5 rushing, over, cashed on that one too. I'm not going to lie. The Bijan one, dead on, right? We were both on the same side of that one. That Heineke one, I wasn't overly like thinking, oh yeah, that's gonna hit, but that's like one of those obscure bets that you definitely had a read on there.
Yeah.
Then you got, go ahead.
No, I said because especially since he didn't play the whole game, that luck was on our side with that one.
Now your two that didn't cash were both the receiving ones from the tight ends. Pitts 34.5 receiving and Jonnu 27.5 receiving. Neither of those cash. Jonnu ended with 1 yard and Pitts ended with 30, right up under the threshold. It's a kick in the dick there. I'm not gonna lie to you, but ended the week 2-2. It's not bad.
That's not bad. I mean, if we would have had more than 100 yards passing, then I'm pretty sure we would have got it. But
yeah, it was rough. It was rough. You know, we talk about it in the pod. Like it was rough offense for me. Now, as for your boy, this week bent me over a barrel. I ain't even finna lie to you, pimp. So I came into the week 20-20, right? Heineke for an interception, 0.5. I took the over thinking he was going to throw a pick. He didn't, right?
Surprisingly.
Cool. 1.5 field goals. I took the over. Didn't hit. Yeah, even though ended in the red zone a couple times, we scored touchdowns this game. Like it just Kyler total yards 248.5. I took the under on that, right?
Yeah,
Thinking our defense could tackle. He had 249 passing, not even counting the 33 rushing. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
and most
but
of that
to be
came,
fair, no one expected him to look like that his first game back.
No, most of it came in the fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter, they kept wraps on him for a good bit of the game.
Yeah, Kyler was like, "Hey, I got legs. Let me use them."
Yeah. London 45.5 receiving yards. I took the over there. Man had one target for a good bit of the game until Ritter got in, and then he didn't hit. And then finally, I had Bijan total yards 80.5. Took the over on that one, and that cashed. A 1-4 week. It was tough out here, bro.
Yeah.
And I felt like the Heineke one, interceptions, turnovers to an extent have a bit of randomness to them. So I can't say I felt like I was on the right side of that one. Based on historically our offense, I felt like I was on the right side of Koo. And up until the fourth quarter, I was on the right side of Kyler. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't think that London one was ever going to cash, considering he really was just out there as a decoy. But like the Koo and the Kyler not cashing, those really hurt.
I think the passing one could have cashed, but we'll cover that when we'll cover that on the Falcons pod.
So ended the week 21-24. You ended the week 9-10, right up under 500. Uh, it was a tough week. It was a tough week on my end, not a bad week on yours. Obviously, next week we don't have any props to place because it's a bye week. But it's our bye week too. Time to refresh. We're in mid-season form. We're gonna go ahead and go back to the drawing board and make sure we try to end the season around 66%.
Yeah, we're gonna get there. A little practice, we're gonna get there.
Yeah, it's a tall order. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah,
right now I got 3 to get me back to 500, and then in true better terms, I just need a 5-0 week, and then I'm gonna be good.
yeah. That's it. Just one.
Yeah, I just hit me one time, and I'm gonna be good. So, and seeing that we ain't got props for next week, we can slide right into the games. So, I came into the week at 4-8. You came into the week at 1-6. I'm not gonna lie to you. This week could have been way worse, but we both broke even this week. It could have been worse. It could have been worse, bro. So, with you, bro, Falcons money line against the Cards. Obviously, we don't gonna talk that one to death. No reason for it. You had Jags money line Niners, bro.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that one.
Well, I need you to because we got some dead air to fill. So go ahead, talk that one through, bro.
Foot to ass. That's pretty much all you can say. Mine, it was foot to their ass and mine because I'm just sitting there like, damn, my bad.
Yeah, no, it wasn't like, and not in a disrespectful way because I have one on my end as well. It's like not only was I like on the wrong side, what the hell was I thinking? And like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't expect that type of showing from Trevor, from the Jags offense, just in general. One of the things that you'll hear me repeating the pod, and I say now is that like some of the Falcons' losses look really, really bad when you factor in how those teams perform against other teams.
See, the thing with that is that's a dangerous game there because styles make fights. Sometimes teams match up differently versus other teams. So I don't like the comparison of games played versus other people.
I feel
Some
that in
people
a
get
moment,
up for
but
other
like
people.
when styles only work against you, it feel bad. Now, I will say the Niners were coming off 3 straight losses and a bye. If I'm honest, they probably would have beat any team in the league.
Yeah, I mean the Niners had to make a statement saying, "Hey, we still them guys."
Yeah. So, I mean, maybe that's why, but a lot of the public money was on the Jags for that game. So I can't even be like, you went against the grain on that one. Like, but I think looking back, hindsight, obviously 2020, the Niners probably should have been pretty heavily favored in that game when you factored in everything around it.
Yeah.
But
I mean, sometimes you miss.
yeah, sometimes you miss, but you got 2 hitters in there back to back. Vikings
Told you.
money line versus the Saints, and your big one, you had the kahunas to take it.
Talk to me.
Houston
Talk to
money line
me.
Cincy. You
Talk
had.
to me.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I ain't had a stones for it, bro. I took the spread. You know what I'm saying? It's a little less money in it, but I knew it was gonna cash. You took Houston money line Cincy, bro. That's
Talk to me.
we both on the right side of that one, but you took it for the win, bro. So I gotta give you props on that one. Tell me exactly what you saw on that one to make you truly just go all in on Houston.
Hemi Stroud. That's who I saw. Yeah. The boys are balling. The Texans are looking like they might be a surprise in the AFC. I don't know, especially with the Bengals losing Joe Burrow for the year. The Texans might make some noise. I don't know what they're gonna do in the totality of the picture, but they could have some real playoff noise right now.
I think that they are going to. I think the Texans, in a weird way, are going to be like what team was that? I think it was
I think they're
Arizona.
gonna be like the Jaguars of last year.
No, no,
They
no, no,
kind
no.
of
You remember when when the Rams won the Super Bowl and Arizona made the playoffs that year?
mhm.
You remember the Bears coach got fired? The who else got fired?
Oh, Nagy.
Yeah, the Bears coach got fired. There was the Vikings coach got fired that year. Who else? It was like 3 NFC coaches got fired that year, right? Because
Mhm.
Arizona was a little ahead of schedule and made the playoffs that year, right?
Yeah.
I feel like Houston is going to have the exact same effect to the AFC.
And if you're real good, because they definitely ahead of schedule.
I feel like Houston making it is going to cost uh McDermott his job, right? I feel
I
like
think McDermott's safe for
I
the most part.
depending on how the rest of the season fall out, I couldn't call it, bro. I couldn't call it. I
I
think
mean,
you're gonna cost McDermott his job.
it's tough with Brett Favre. I mean, my bad, Josh Allen. It's tough.
Man, hey, that to me is such a disrespectful comparison, bro, because
Is it
incredibly disrespectful. And here's why.
tough?
Here's
Okay.
why. Here's why. Josh Allen has made the
Mm-hmm.
AFC Championship game one time. He's
Mm-hmm.
been to 2 Pro Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
Brett Favre won 3 straight MVPs and went to
I
two
mean,
Super Bowls back to back.
I mean that's fair, but it's like when you look at the turning
No,
over of the football and the
no.
gunslinging
Brett Favre,
mindset.
Brett Favre did. He had, and then that's another part about it. Brett Favre had 16, 17 interception seasons. But back in the
Multiple.
90s, he was having like 33, 34 touchdown seasons, bro.
Yeah, but he was rarely over 2-1. Like
He is rarely
and
over
and,
2-1. But like
and, and,
when
and,
you
and
factor in
mind
that
you, this
time,
man this man had 6 seasons where he went over 20 interceptions.
yeah, he put it up there.
That's that.
I ain't gonna like cape for Brett Favre in terms of like ball security, but just like he was high variance, but he was also way more productive. And his team won more.
Uh, See, the thing is that winning is not only a quarterback stat.
It's
So,
not, but like he'll throw you out of the game, he'll throw you in some games. And I feel like people,
and that's Josh Allen
yeah,
too.
and people think that about Josh Allen, but Josh is not throwing you into games, bro. In fact, he doesn't come back a lot. He steamrolls people. He steamrolls people. If they get ahead, they are going to thrash you. They're going to push you down to the ground. But if you get up on them, if you show any sort of fight, they roll over and
I,
he short circuits.
I, I disagree with that because Josh Allen he has this thing to where, and I believe we spoke about this, where he kind of just plays down to his competition. Cause it's like if he don't think you're that talented on defense, he's going to get more risky and daring with his throw. Cause he's like, oh well, you can't defend it, so I'm going to throw it anyway. But if he respects you on defense, he's much more careful with the ball. But he is the quintessential gunslinger
See,
because
now I'm not gonna
he
lie.
has that cannon. So
That was my thinking. That was my thinking. But look at the games he's really shined this season. It hasn't been against like great defenses or great offenses. It's been on teams that they had a good first quarter lead on. Weeks 3 through 5, they didn't trail it at halftime in any of those games. Any of those
yeah,
games,
that's fair.
steamrolled people. Right? He gets on you. They are really good at putting their foot on your throat. But like showing some fight, showing some effort. A much more apt comparison is Jameis.
No, that's disrespectful.
How many times Jameis made the Pro Bowl?
That's disrespectful.
How many times Jameis made the Pro Bowl?
Jameis is nah. I'm not gonna do that one.
Because people act like Allen is just this god tier quarterback. His talent, his talent is crazy.
He's not.
His talent is crazy.
He's not Jameis. He's not Jameis.
But his decision making will lose you more games than his talent will win you.
And I mean, that's Favre though.
That was never the case with Favre. Favre had multiple seasons where he was taking his team deep in the playoffs.
Now.
And if your recollection of Favre is 06, 07, 08 Favre, okay, that makes sense. But like, you realize this man started in like 93, 94, bro. Like he was that dude. The prime years of Favre is what people are comparing Allen to. Favre was winning back-to-back MVPs in a league that had Steve Young, Troy Aikman, and Emmitt Smith in it. And John Elway. Nah, bro.
So Brett Favre, wait, what year you said? You said, I mean, 94 through 96, 94 through 97 were some hot years, but it's just like
you can't just be like, oh, it was some hot years, bro.
No, they were, but
Super Bowls those years, bro.
But then when you get like to he only won one Super Bowl, bro. Not Super Bowls. He only won one.
No, I'm saying he went to the Super Bowl back to back.
Yeah, I mean, but no one cares if you don't win.
Stop it. Stop. I'm not doing this with you. I'm not doing this with you. Stop it.
Who's Jim Kelly?
A 4-time, like he's a Hall of Famer. What are we talking about?
He's a Hall of Famer, absolutely.
So what do you mean? Who's Jim Kelly? He's a Hall of Famer. Like
he's a 4-time Super Bowl
pioneered
loser.
The Cajun offense. He's a Hall of Famer.
But he's a 4-time Super Bowl loser.
Yeah, but he made it to the Super Bowl 4 years. He is the reason
his team made it to the Super Bowl.
Bro, he's the reason Dan Marino doesn't have rings. He's the reason John Elway for a long time was viewed as somebody who could never get over the hump. He was the reason Dan Marino doesn't have rings.
Or is he the reason that some of these NFC teams do have rings?
I mean, yeah, you get to the game and you lose it. Who'd he lose to? He lost to the Dynasty Cowboys and Bill Parcells. I have nothing to say about that Redskins loss. That was atrocious. You were the better team. You should have won. There's nothing you could do about that. He lost to Bill Parcells, who had Bill Belichick on that staff, whose defensive resume is in the Hall of Fame for stopping the 49ers, right? And then he lost to the Dynasty Cowboys with Jimmy Johnson, whose whole staff was littered with future head coaches. Like, nah. He's an awesome freaking quarterback. He went to the Hall of Fame. Like, no.
No, I'm not saying he's bad. I'm just saying, like,
no, like you get credit for how far you go. Like, he went to the Super Bowl 4 times, bro. Like, if you didn't win it, that's fine. That's another tier. That's another level. That's why we talk about John Elway and Peyton Manning the way we do. That's another level. But he's a Hall of Fame quarterback who had an amazing offense, an amazing team. He made Andre Reed a Hall of Famer.
Now, he did. But
you can't put Allen in that conversation when my man ain't made it to the AFC Championship but one time.
I mean, okay. Here's the thing, right? When you have to deal with this guy, you know, Mahomes, maybe you heard of him. When you gotta deal with something like that, it's kind of hard to blame the man. When you're dealing with
that's
someone who's
counterintuitive to the argument you just made about Jim Kelly.
But all I'm saying is, like,
that's counterintuitive to the argument, bro.
No.
If you have to run up against great players, like that player in itself is one great, but then two, like if
It's
you're that
one,
dude, you're
yeah.
supposed to overcome it. That's what you just said about Kelly winning the Super Bowl.
But Mahomes has multiple rings. All I'm
But
saying
no,
is,
Mahomes is that dude. Mahomes is
okay,
another level. But like, bro, you know
we're
why I
getting
hold Burrow in
way
such
off
a high
track.
regard?
We're getting off track. Back to the Favre thing in Josh Allen. Josh Allen, his past 3 seasons, he's been 37-10, 36-15, 35-14. He's putting up great. Jameis Winston ain't done that. So that's disrespectful. Josh Allen's peak years are in line with Brett Favre's numbers.
Brett Favre's numbers in the 90s.
Yeah,
We
because
are in a
he was a
totally different
gunslinger.
game, bro.
No, it's a different thing. But Brett Favre was slinging. He had it. Mind you, Brett Favre in the 90s, he had times when he was throwing the ball 600 times.
Th-
Dude,
I'm telling you,
hold on.
you
Let me
cannot
finish.
put
Let me finish.
his prime years.
Let me finish. Now, through these 3 years, Josh Allen only went up for 600 once. So Brett Favre was throwing the ball just as much. So you can't say, oh, during this time when Brett Favre was throwing the ball just as much, if not more than Josh Allen did.
Which is fine. If you want to take stat for stat, then you go on team success. If you want to take it literally stat for stat, then you have to go to the next barrier, which is team success. Team success. Not only did he have the individual success of winning MVPs, his team went to the third round of the playoffs, lost to the 49ers, went to the Super Bowl, won, then went to the Super Bowl and lost. What has he done?
And how long did it take Favre to get there? Hold on. How long did it take Favre to get there, though?
As a starter, 4 or 5 years.
So it
4
took
years.
5 years. We're in year 6 of Josh Allen. So it's still too early to say he can't do that.
Stop it, bro.
It's year 6.
Stop
And
it. When is a player a player? Because like after 17 games is too early. After 6 years is too early. When is a player a player?
No.
When is a player a player?
No, you're misunderstanding me. You are misunderstanding. I'm not saying he's not a player. What I'm saying, the team success thing. You're comparing Brett Favre's whole 20-something year career versus 6 years of Josh Allen. In these 6 years of Josh Allen versus Brett Favre's 20 years.
No, I did not put his whole 20 years because I've only mentioned the one NFC Championship game appearance and the 2 Super Bowls. If I actually put his whole career against Allen's, it would dwarf him in a way that's just straight up disrespectful and unfair. Because you have to throw in.
Okay, hold on. So
you have to throw in 3 more NFC Championship games.
What year did Brett Favre win the MVP?
Wasn't it 96?
96. So one. I don't know the exact year. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he went 39-13. Okay. This stats check out.
Come on. Ain't nothing you can do on that one.
No, the thing is, 6 years. Brett Favre, like career-wise, up until 6 years, they are very comparable. I'm not talking about the microcosm of all the wins. I'm just talking about the way they both play quarterback is in line.
No, I think this is something that we constantly do, is that we see something that works at a very high level, and then we see something that is not remotely close to it, and we trick ourselves into thinking that those two things are the same. Right?
They are.
No.
They are.
Like Bryce Young was drafted. Bryce Young was drafted because of Drew Brees.
This is not as far of. That's fine, but Josh Allen and Brett Favre are damn near a 1-for-1.
That's
the team success. Hold on, team success is not all on one player. He could have had shortcomings by the coach. He could have had shortcomings by other things. Because the thing is, when Josh Allen lost in the playoffs, he lost because he didn't get the ball back, and they made a rule for it. He didn't even get an opportunity in the playoffs. The Chiefs got the ball back, and Mahomes put the Mahomes magic on his ass, and he didn't get a chance. Josh Allen was playing lights out in that playoff game. It wasn't his fault that they didn't win. So is it a quarterback stat or is it a team stat? Because he played the best he could have possibly played.
So
There's no way you put that loss on Josh Allen because he gave you everything he had. He balled the fuck out.
no. So hear me out. That loss, I left that game saying, "Yo, this might be the second best dude in quarterback in the league." Right? That was a divisional round game because when they faced each other in the AFC Championship, he got thrashed. Right? So he lost in the second round that year. Came back, lost in the second round the next year to a quarterback that wasn't Mahomes. Right? It was Joe Burrow. Right? Who is actually the second best quarterback in the league? Who has beaten Mahomes? Which is why I'm saying there's a threshold of quarterbacks that like he's in that second apron. I'm not saying he's not
No,
good.
I'm not.
I'm not saying he's not good. I'm not saying
You're misunderstanding me. This is not me saying Josh Allen is the top whatever quarterback. All I'm saying is career wise and up thus far. If you taking out team success, Josh Allen.
But you can't divorce. You cannot divorce team success from the quarterback play if the quarterback is throwing interceptions to the point that it's affecting team success.
Brett Favre did the same thing.
Bro, Brett Favre went like 36-10 and won the MVP.
And I just told you, Josh Allen, he went 35-10.
And lost in the second round.
And Brett Favre has too.
Bro, the years we were talking about.
Bro, the stats look the same. Whether you want to agree or don't, that's fine. That's your prerogative. But if you look at these things on paper, they look the same.
Which is what I'm telling you, you're getting drunk off what you're seeing on paper and what's actually happening in the games, bro.
And what's actually happening is Josh Allen, he has the gunslinger mentality.
And I'm not taking away from the fact that he's won 13 games, and then they won 11, then 13 and 13, I think it was. I'm not taking that away from him. I am saying as much as he'll throw you in a game, he'll throw you out of it. And the guy they're comparing him to at the peak of his powers in a league that had future Hall of Famers at quarterback outplayed them all. And he's not that guy. That's not the guy he is.
The thing is, Josh Allen has outplayed these guys, but he's been let down. Because I just gave you the prime example versus Mahomes. He outplayed Mahomes.
How was he let down? But no, he did not play Mahomes that game. How was he let down versus the Bengals?
Hey, you can't say that when Brett Favre got smacked by us in the playoffs. 02 or 04, whatever year it was, when Vic came into Green Bay and we beat the dog shit out of them. What was it, 24-10 or some shit? Like they.
So you're talking about a 10-year in the was that 12 years in the league at that point? Brett Favre compared to supposed to be peak of his powers, Josh Allen. Like I just said earlier, if your recollection of Brett Favre is 06, 07, 08 Brett Favre, which was still NFC Championship Brett Favre, if you want to keep it a bean. But regardless, if that's your recollection of him, then I understand why people are saying Josh Allen is that.
Yes, he had MVPs, but he only had one Super Bowl. Him and Josh Allen are not as far apart as you're trying to make it seem.
There's a huge difference between Super Bowl and losing in the second round. There's a huge difference between Super Bowl and never making a Super Bowl.
Okay, I get that, but the thing is, Brett Favre had to go through that before he got there. And you're acting like Brett Favre was like this one of the winningest quarterbacks ever. He's also the quarterback that's thrown the most. He's the all-time leader in interceptions. The all-time leader.
No, he's not. Tom Brady.
Let me say that one more time. The all-time leader.
No, he's not. Tom Brady is.
No, he's not. Brett Favre is the all-time leader in interceptions. He owns that. He owns that one. No one has thrown more interceptions than Brett Favre. No one. That's not a stat you want to ever lead in, being the all-time leader in interceptions. He's thrown for 20 interceptions 6+ times.
And he has thrown for a lot. But he also won a lot. And that's something
Yes,
Josh
he
ain't
did.
done.
But the thing is, Josh Allen wins a lot too. He just hasn't won the Super Bowl. He's only been playing 6 years. And 3 of them years, he was bad. But 2 of them years, he was bad. But then the past 4 years, he's been good. This year is a down year. He probably really misses
So
Brian Dable.
literally half the time, he's been bad.
No, in 6 years, he has
You
3 really
said
good
2
years, and
were
then
bad, and this is a down
yes,
year.
the first it's a down year, but it's still only what, week 10. We still got 8 games to go.
Hey, look, man. I just want you to
We
know,
still have 8 games to go.
bro. I just want you to know, when I really go out and I start committing crimes, I want you on my jury. All right, like I'm making a special request to have you on my jury because, like, I need somebody like you in my corner. All right, now listen. Let's get to my points. Let's get to my games. I had Houston 6.5 versus Cincy, right? As well, cashed on that one. The one that screwed me. Well, I had two that screwed me. I woke up early to watch that New England game, bro.
Yeah, I did, and it put me back to sleep.
Bro. Man, +2. +2, bro. Matt throws the. Not only does he throw the interception, bro. It was
It was a
such an ugly
touchdown.
interception.
It was a touchdown if he just puts any kind of arc on the ball.
It was a touchdown. It was a bro. If he had stepped into the throw, it's a touchdown, or it's a
Like
miss
me,
to the
man,
sideline.
if me or you thought the ball was a touchdown,
Bro, he did some MJ fall away, crouched behind type shit that had me like, bro, have some
that was
balls, dog. Like, there's no other way to say that. And I understand,
because
like, these are
like
big men.
what's bad. You know what's bad when the offensive coordinator is cussing you in on the sideline. You can't do this, but sit there like a sick puppy.
You got to eat that. You got to take that
Yeah,
shit
you
on the
can't.
chin because you know
He's over there. What
you
the
was
fuck
fucking.
are you doing? Like he was giving it to him, and he just sitting there, just like, you right, yeah.
And you know what? Because, like, when it happened, I was like, damn, that's really disrespectful that they put Bailey Zappi in. But then I realized, bro,
It's disrespectful they put him in sooner.
it was meant to be disrespectful.
Yeah.
Like, it was meant to be like, bro, we're going to lose this game, but you're not even going to be out there for us to lose it, bro. Like, there's not a bigger FU I can think of than I'm not even going to let you throw the freaking Hail Mary. You understand? You're done.
Yeah.
You're done. Now they're talking about, he's going to be demoted to third. I was like, bro, we knew that when he put Zappi in, dog. He's never taking another snap
it's
for that
right.
team.
It's Drake May or Caleb Williams season.
Yeah. Like, I firmly believe that if both quarterbacks get hurt, he would put a wide receiver in. He would put Malik Cunningham in before he lets Mac Jones take another snap for that team.
Oh yeah, it's all right. Sorry, man.
Then the one that I couldn't stay away from. New York 17.5 versus Dallas. They didn't come close.
I told
you. Yeah, you did. They didn't even come close, bro.
It's like it's the numbers. Vegas has these numbers for a reason. But we going to touch on these numbers just in a minute.
But the one that saved my week, Denver 7.5 versus Brett Favre lookalike. It was beautiful. 12 men on the field. Well, my 7.5 was going to cash regardless, right? So, kind of a hedge there, but 2-2 for the week. So I ended the week 6-10. You ended 3-8. We started betting 4 games, obviously. So we're going to start pushing that number up and see if we can go ahead and get back to 500. And like I said, in the season on 66%, kind of that threshold right there. So going into next week, I got Jags 6.5 versus Tennessee. I'm actually taking the Jags on that one, and I want them to cover the spread. Tennessee might get in the back door with it just being a divisional game, but I think Jags are going to come out fired up, and I think that's a beatdown type of game.
It could be, but the Titans usually play very well in division games. So
They really do. That's why I was kind of scared of that number. But they've looked awful since they beat us, to be honest. And I'm hoping that change continues.
I don't know if they looked awful because they played the Steelers.
They
The
played the
Steelers blitzed
Steelers,
the dog.
who have an
The
amazing
Steelers have a
defense,
they blitzed the dog shit out of them.
but then they lost 30-6 versus the Bucks,
Yeah,
who
I
are
mean, yeah, but the
objectively a
Bucks
bad
are
team.
the Bucks aren't bad. The Bucks are not bad.
Objectively a bad team. They're 4-5.
They're not bad. They're 4-4, but they're still the best team in the NFC South right now.
But nah, they're second in the
That's
division.
not saying much.
They're second
They
in the
might be
division.
second in the division.
Saints are 5-5.
They're second in the division. They might be second in the division, but they're the best team. Like if we're just being honest, they're the best team. Records aren't always indicative of the best team at the current time. Because when the Bucks and Saints played, the Bucks showed who was better.
And to an extent, you can kind of take that one, but like once again, that's that whole the teams that beat us are looking real bad. I think that number is slightly inflated because a lot of people, public money, is thinking like, oh, the Jazz are going to be really motivated. But Trevor is slick. Defense has been great all around the NFL this year. And one thing I would, toot our horn a little bit. We called this back in, I want to say either week 3 or 4. We talked about, it just might be a good year for defense. You know what I'm saying? And now it seems like now that we're coming into week 11, the pundits on TV are starting to catch up to it. But just want to know, y'all heard that on Birds of a Feather first. But I think they'll be able to cover that 7. But Trevor is slick having a bad year.
Here's my thing with Mr. Trevor. This might be who he is.
Slick.
What is this, year 3 for him?
This is year 3, second year under Peterson. Still hovering around, 1.3 to 1 ratio on touchdowns to interceptions. And then if it's touchdown to turnovers, he's like 1.1. You know what I'm saying? The yardage is there, but the rushing yards that you thought you were getting, he was like really, really good last year. But like this year, he's regressed tremendously in that area. It's like he's almost scared to take off.
Trevor doesn't want to run. He's a pocket quarterback. He has the ability to run, but he don't want to run.
Yeah, but it seemed like last year, and maybe that was who ran into this. I think it was like RG3 was the first time I ever actually saw this happen, is when a quarterback who is mobile, like, wants to prove that, no, I can like sit in the pocket and learn and throw and all these things, and you take that part of their game away. Like
I'm not going to go that far because the thing is, this isn't anything he's trying. This has always been Trevor, even back in high school. He's always been a pocket guy first. Like he doesn't want to run. He'll run if you give it to him, but he's not trying to force it.
No, so I'm saying last year,
I would never give him that RG3 comparison because RG3 was a running quarterback, and there was okay quarterback. Lawrence is the quarterback fourth. He's the quarterback first.
No. I'm saying so. Like RG3 was the first time I saw this to where you're getting a pretty complex offense, right? Doug Peterson's offense is notorious. Like it's pretty deep in the playbook, right? And
yeah,
that first year, like Shanahan's offense, pretty complex. That first year, you may rely a little more on your athleticism because I don't know where to look. I don't know where to read, and I need to keep the drive going, right? And I think that contributed to Trevor's numbers being as high as they were last year in terms of like rushing, keeping plays alive and whatnot. And this year, though you may have a better grasp on the offense, it's taken away what kind of made this offense really, really special last year, even though you have better skill position players.
I just think he's turning the ball over more.
He's turning the ball over a lot. A
Yeah,
lot.
I don't think I don't think the running aspect is really adding or taking much away. I think it's just the turnovers because he's not anyone that's reliant on his athletic ability.
I think it's always. I feel like it's a tool in his bag, and I feel like
It's
last
just
year
on his
he
bag.
leaned on it a little heavier. This year, I feel like it's almost like he took it out of his bag, and it's like, for what, bro?
No,
For what?
I mean, because the thing is, like, in the grand scheme of things, like even back as far as college, high school, all that, like he's seldom relied on that. So that last year just might have been a micro, just an anomaly. Like he will run, but historically he has not leaned on that.
Then I've got Chicago plus 7.5 versus Detroit. I'm leaning on that just being a division game. Chicago's defense has actually played good, and Fields might play that game. But hell, that might
Yeah,
work in Detroit's favor, to be honest.
Detroit about to beat the dog shit out of them.
So here's the thing: I felt like the Chargers game being as high as it is, right, coming down to the wire, big win. Y'all got to fly back home, and it's a division opponent with Fields who has fresh legs. Detroit's gonna win. Can Chicago keep it close? It's kind of what I'm betting on there.
I don't think so.
Then I got Seattle money line versus LA. I'm just taking Seattle straight up. It's a +1.
Yeah,
It's basically like a coin flip
yeah.
game.
That's fair because I, I'm with you. I think they'll win, but I don't. I wouldn't touch no spread with that one anyway. I'll just take the money line. So I like that.
And then my big spread for the week, Tampa 12.5 versus San Fran. I feel like that's hella disrespectful to what Tampa's actually been doing this year. San Fran, I feel like that line is a little bit inflated because people saw how they beat the Jags down. But like we just talked about, I don't think any team in the league was going to beat them last Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
in the grand scheme of
Yeah.
things. So I think it's a little come back down to
It's
earth
it's
and
it's
play a real football
interesting
game.
that you it's interesting that you take this one, but not the other one that we're going to talk about shortly.
Yeah, no. Like, only because I feel like the San Francisco line is a little inflated. I feel like that other line is true. So let's get into it, right? Las
I
Vegas
mean,
plus 14 versus Miami. So my four bets were done. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Jags, Chicago, Seattle, and Tampa. Going on to Utah's, you got Las Vegas plus 14 versus Miami.
yeah, they covering it.
I'm not gonna lie to you, big dog. This was my stay away. This was my stay away this week. And yes, I've got burned on a couple big spreads or whatnot. Miami is off a bye. Their defensive coordinator is Vic Fangio, right? Who almost never loses to rookie QBs.
They're going to win the game. They're definitely going to win the game, but
And they're playing in Miami.
yeah,
Off
I'm not
two
saying they're not
off
going to
two
win the game,
wins,
but
off two very
14 points
emotional
is kind
wins.
of crazy. 14 points is very crazy for a team that's not bad. If this was a bad team, absolutely, but this is not a bad team. I mean, this is the 500 team.
I kind of like how you said records aren't indicative of a team at a certain point in time.
No, no, see, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I said they may not. Cause we're talking about we were talking about the Saints and Bucks, and I was saying the Bucks are the better team, and the record don't really indicate. I'm not saying the Raiders are the better team here. I'm saying you don't get the 500 by being a bad team. You may not be a good team, but you don't get there by being a bad team.
I think that Miami has the same problem as Buffalo in the sense that they're kind of front runners. And when they get on top of people, they bury them. That's been their MO all year.
Yeah.
I don't see a
No,
situation in which the Raiders do not get behind very early and it snowballs.
no, they gonna get behind, but I just don't see this being a 14-point game. That's
Well,
Nah.
on average, since in the 3 games McConnell started, on average, they scored, I think it says 16 and a half, so 17 points. The 3 games, because
Yeah.
Chargers, that last game, and then the Jets. So yeah, they scored 17 points, like on
Yeah, I
average.
mean they play, but besides the Chargers, they played some pretty bad offenses.
No, but they had Jimmy G in. I'm talking about with Aiden McConnell.
Yeah.
On average, they scored 17 points. Do you not trust Miami to get to 30
I mean,
against the Raiders? Because that's what you're
if
betting
they
on.
get
You're
their
betting on Miami not getting 30.
no, I think because the thing is, it's 14, right? If they get to 30 and they score 17, I win.
It true. But I said on average, right? Because technically it's like 16.4 or something, 16.5. So like they could also score 16. It's a push then.
I mean, they could also get to 20.
Yeah, if they get to 20, Miami has to score 34, 35, right? But like,
So,
do you feel like that's out of
I
the realm of possibility for Miami?
see. I'm
Do
just
you
honest.
feel like a
I'm
rookie?
just
Do you feel like a rookie is putting up 20 points on Vic Fangio's defense?
it's possible.
That's hey man, that's a
Hey,
bold
hey,
that's a
hey.
bold take, my boy.
This is wild coming from you, considering you took the Panthers to cover, but you won't take the Raiders. This is
Yeah,
wild.
nah. And part of the reason was I took the Panthers on that bet, like thinking that number was large, but like in the grand scheme, and that game had a 21-point swing. We can't just ignore that. But regardless, like I saw what Vic Fangio's
this
defense did to a rookie
I
QB.
did, but this team is not as this team is nowhere near as bad as that Panthers team.
Which is true. Which is true. I'm not. But what was the
So
Panther spread?
for
What was the Panther spread?
what was it? 20. It was 14, wasn't it? 14, maybe 21. It was 14 or 21. It was one. It was 14, wasn't it? It was 14. It's the same spread. It was 14. The same with the Browns in the Cardinals. Um the Raider, I don't, because the games we've discussed where these 14-point spreads were there, were bad teams. The Cardinals are a bad team. The Cardinals are a bad team. I don't look at the Raiders in that same area. The Raiders are going to take the air out the ball. They're going to try to limit opportunity. Yes, Miami's going to score points, but this game objectively could be like a 24-17 game.
You think this game stays within 7?
Yeah, maybe 10, but I don't see this being a 14-point game because I feel like maybe this team might believe in Antonio Pierce. Who knows? But they're not a bad team.
No, I think they are a much better team based on where they are, but I don't I don't know if I see
Because
them
the
being
thing
able
is
to stay within 14.
is I think they can, because when you look at them compared to the other teams that have had this fairly large spread, they're better. Because I think the Raiders could probably go out there and beat the Panthers by 14 probably.
Well, if you think about it, if you look at their opponents, like you check out their wins, they beat the Jets, they beat the Packers. These are objectively bad teams. You know what I'm saying? Like, see what you want
But
about Miami against good
these
teams.
objectively bad teams are still better than the teams. The thing is, Miami beat up on objectively bad teams too, though.
Yeah, but they stomp them, they curb stomp them, right? So like,
I mean, that's what you're supposed to do when you have a creative offense. But like
but
I
so
don't think
so
the Raiders are a bad team.
my thing is your view on betting the game in terms of keeping it close is of the mindset that these teams are similar in their approach toward bad teams, but like it's not because like the Raiders barely beat bad teams and Miami curb stomps bad teams.
I mean, yeah, they do, but I don't think the Raiders are a bad team. So I do think, and just their style of offense, they're going to lean heavily on Josh Jacobs. They're going to take the air out the ball. So I do like, yeah, McConnell's your starter, but they're not leaning on McConnell. They're gonna lean on that run game. They're gonna try to weigh down on the Dolphins. 'Cause the Dolphins, they I don't think their run defense is that good. I could be wrong, but I don't believe their run defense is that good.
Uh,
So
I don't know run versus pass. I know their overall defense is definitely like middle of the pack, but they've
yeah,
really
man, but
feasted. They've really feasted on the young and bad quarterbacks like what's called They played New England. You know what I'm saying? They killed.
okay, so yeah, but the thing is that some of the teams that they feasted on don't have like a real offensive identity. New England still doesn't have an offensive identity. The Panthers still don't have an offensive identity. The Raiders, they gonna lean on that run game and then they gonna get the ball to Devontae Adams.
Well, Godspeed, my boy. Um, then you got Bills money line versus the Jets. I think that's a pretty reasonable and decent one. I think the Bills coming off that loss, especially with like almost new life, considering that Cincy might just go ahead and be out of it. I think they're going to be on a war path for the next couple of weeks, trying to secure a playoff spot, even though
Oh
they've
yeah,
got
this
some.
this is this is this is Brett Favre Jr.'s chance to be the quarterback two for once.
Uh, I don't know if he can really take that title with Joe Hurt. And to be on, and to be honest with
I
you,
mean, that's the only way he can do it is when he hurt because I don't think he can't do it when he healthy.
well, I'm gonna keep it real with you. The disrespect to Lamar really bothers me sometimes, bro. Like, I really feel like people devalue shit like MVPs. Like, this was an MVP of the league, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, won an MVP, had the best record in the league, came back the next year, had a playoff win. You know what I'm saying? It does Joe Burrow get to the AFC Championship game last year if Lamar plays in that game, in that first round playoff game? Because that game flipped on I forgot their backup quarterback's name, but Sam Hubbard returned the ball 97 yards for a touchdown off a fumble. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, Lamar plays that game, I think they blow the Bengals out. Like,
Yeah.
the Lamar disrespect really gets to me because I really feel like past the best, right? Then that second level is like Hurts, Burrow. That Burrow hurts, right? And then that next apron is like people put Herbert there and Allen there. And then like they'll list Lamar with like Dak. And I'm like, y'all are tripping, bro. Like Lamar is much closer to Burrow and Hurts than like he is to Dak. You know what I'm saying? But that's just me.
Oh no, yeah, no, yeah. Uh, wait. You said Burrow. I love Hurts, but I don't even think Hurts is up there yet.
No, I think he's below Burrow. I think he's close. Like
Like,
Hurts.
they're just like I think like you got your top tier. You got your Mahomes. You got Burrow, and then you can maybe put Josh Allen there. I don't love it there, but you can have an argument for Josh. I think Josh Allen is probably the third best quarterback in the league. I think that's fair.
And where
Then you get into tier two where you got like your Lamars, and I still have Lamar above Hurts, so it's Lamar and Hurts, or you could probably have them interchangeable maybe. And then I think Dak's probably right behind them, and that's your tier two. And
and,
then
and
like
and like for me, splitting hairs, I would have Lamar above Allen, just in terms of like I value shit like MVPs. You know what I'm saying? I
I
like
mean yeah, but
true Pro Bowl nods, true actual Pro Bowl nods, not like when Mac made the Pro Bowl because they freaking.
I get what you're saying, but like Lamar's MVP season, it was the best he's played, and he's kind of just regressed ever since. But
I think they figured him out to an extent, but it hasn't affected his ability to win games. And
No, yeah, the fact that one game, but like to me, it's like you win the MVP your second year, and then you can't just continue to coast off of something from 2019.
no, so which is why I'm saying like he won the MVP in 2019, right? Best record in the league, lost to the Titans. Came back the next year, beat that same team in the playoffs, right? Then
Yeah,
just on some respect it, on some standing on business stuff. I'm not saying he faked the injury, but I know for a fact there was not a real push to get back out there once you were injured because you didn't have the security of a contract.
Colorado getting turf stomped right now.
Oh, that's tough.
42-7.
But like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, you missed the back half of 2 seasons in a row, really, because like you ain't had a contract. Like he's this year, he's been turning ankles.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, he been turning ankles, hitting his knee all year. He limping right back out there because like you got guaranteed money now. You know what I'm saying? So like, at the end of the day, it's a business. So I personally don't really hold that against him. And if you really want to get into injury history, like we all consider Burrow the second best in the league. Like he has damn near the same injury history in terms of.
It's very similar.
Yeah, so like
it is very similar.
Yeah,
but
that's why I put Lamar. I'll put Lamar up there. But regardless, you got Philly money line versus the Chiefs. The marquee game right there. Really a toss up. It's +3, but that's just home field.
Yeah, home field gonna give you 3. Like,
yeah, and then your last one is a hold your nose one, and you bold man, you living up to that name, bro. You got Cleveland money line Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I ain't had it in me to bet that game. I ain't gonna lie to you.
You know, it's just one of the ones where like, if the Browns win it, I won't be surprised. If they lose, I won't be surprised.
Oh, the spread is 1. The spread is 1.
So it's like this one of the ones. Like even though they're playing Dorian Thompson Robinson, I'm putting them on the table this week.
Hey, look, Browns. Let it swing.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So obligatorily, those are our picks for the week. But obligatorily, please bet responsibly. Don't do anything to put yourself or your family in danger. If you have gambling problem or you need help, please always reach out. And just be safe anytime you're betting or gambling.
Be safe, because look, I promise you, I ain't got it to help you if you give it all the money away. I ain't got it.
Not on the 1st or the 15th. Can't make no payment arrangement. I can't borrow it. I ain't got it for you, dude.
I ain't got it for y'all.
All right, y'all.
Don't have that baby come looking for you because I can't save you.
Hey, look, and just a little disclaimer. Y'all hear us going back, because I had people ask me this week, like, where the pod at? Y'all hear us going back and forth. Like, we like each other in real life. You know what I'm saying? Like, this just sports talk.
Yeah.
This
I'm a very passionate sports fan.
Like, this is just like we gonna crack a beer the next time we in town together. Like, this is just sports talk. Y'all do not take this shit that serious, bro.
Like as soon as the sports thing's over, it's all good. I might not be cool with them for the first 5 minutes after, but after that, I'm great.
All right, man. Like, we have gone way over, but I feel like it's good content. So this has been your boy Qcity,
your boy Taj Bravado,
and we out.
Peace.
Looking like I hit the lotto. I want a hottie like mulatto. I'm on here and she on Moscato. I'm in them good till tomorrow. I'm a robber for the Neros. Your little loss, I'ma put you on payroll. You smell that aroma? Design the air, it's a party, yeah. Papa Corona, she moving the body, she working them heels. Gotta go get it mentality. Grocery bag full of celery. Only believe half what you telling me. Keep a 20 on me, case emergency. I wake up early every morning. Thank the Lord and get the bag. Hustle hard, get the cash. Stack first, then I'm showing my ass. Gotta go get it mentality. Grocery bag full of celery. Only believe half what you telling me. Keep a 20 on me, case emergency.
My babies, that's who I grind for. That's who I do it for. Like the Navy, that's who I'm toting that iron for. Keep one in the head like a thought, nigga. Yeah, I fuck with Ty, he a boss, nigga. Foot on their neck, I exhaust, nigga. Niggas cross me, so I cross, nigga. No stripper was lit last night. 500, what it cost, nigga. Shit was really legit last night. Had them hoes at the house, nigga. Instagram, Snapchat, Triller. What they say about Jay, he a go-getter. Used to have them fat sacks in the grove, nigga. Late nights, early morning, my dough, nigga.
You smell that aroma? Desire in the air, it's a party in here. Pop a Corona, she moving her body, she working them heels. Gotta go get it mentality. Gross it bag full of celery. Only believe half what she telling me. Keep a 20.